If you can just stick around and give me 10 minutes of your time, I'm going to show you the absolute holy grail trading strategy on the most perfect setup I have pretty much ever seen. Like legit, if I could make a textbook and have the holy grail trade setup, this would be front and center. It was such an obvious setup and it's so simple. I teach it all the time and it happened in just such a beautiful way. And by the end of this video, you're gonna learn exactly how to trade this. This stock went from 60 cents to $2 per share in about 8 hours. Not even. Like legit, this is insane. So stick around. I'm gonna break down exactly how I found this stock, exactly how I traded it, and exactly how you can trade stuff just like this in the future. So that being said, let's jump into it. So anyways, here's the chart that we're gonna be looking at today. And guys, come on. Like if you've seen any of my past videos, or if you just know basic technical analysis of previous resistance as new support, or even pre-market high as new support, look at this chart and tell me this isn't perfect. I could just draw one line. That's all you need. Just one line. Pull this out. Boom. Look at this. Perfect previous resistance as new support. And look how far this thing ran. From 65 cents to $2.60. That is a gain of 290%. And it's just one brain dead pattern. You don't need MACD. You don't need Bollinger Bands. You don't need anything but just a horizontal level on a 5-minute chart. So that's the chart, but let's talk about what this stock actually is. And more importantly, when you see a chart like this in the moment, how to actually plan a trade with a profitable strategy. So step number one, if you want to find the stock that's first green day with news, you just use a scanner. I'm just using a free scan on TOS. I'm just scanning for stocks that are up 5%, that have at least 1 million shares traded, and then I just go through my list. So I usually get 10 or 12 results on my pre-market scan. I just go through them and I look at the charts. And because I've been doing this for almost a decade now, I know what to look for. Like I can just tell right away, pattern recognition. I know what a good looking stock is. So in pre-market, we saw PSTV. I talked about it in my pre-market webinar. And I said, yeah, this looks interesting. I would only really be interested if it can break out over 65 cents. So I just put an alert, right? You can just right click on TOS, create alert withdrawing, crosses above that line, and then you can get a text message of that alert going off. So you don't even have to watch it. You just wait for it to go off. Now, it's very important though, that if you are watching a first green day stock, it needs to have some type of catalyst, right? You want to have some positive news. The news itself doesn't really matter as long as it seems positive. That will entice other people to say, hey, this stock is breaking out over pre-market high. I want to buy it. It has good news. So this stock did have good news. They were granted US FDA orphan drug designation for a bunch of words that I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I tried and I can't. It sounds good though, right? I mean, orphan drug designation, good news, whatever. That's all you really need. So then you just have to mark off the pre-market high and then just wait for the stock to break out. Once it does break out, the first thing you do is you want to mark off that next support lower. So right here, it's at about 48 cents. And right away, you can make a trade plan here. Even though we don't know how far the top went, we know that we want to buy that pre-market high as new support. So our entry price is 65 cents. Our max loss is always going to be next support lower. And then right away, before the stock is even pulled back, right? This is the beauty of this setup and the beauty of the trade planner. You can just use the trade planner. Say you have a $10,000 account. You want to risk 4% per trade. You drag that up to 4%. Your entry price is 65 cents. Your max loss is 48 cents. And automatically, before the stock is even pulled back, you know that you can send a limit buy order for 2,353 shares. And this is dynamic based on your account size. So you could just send that limit buy order and then just walk away. You could go take a freaking nap if you want to. It doesn't matter. Because you know that if it pulls back down to that price, you get the best entry possible. Now, of course, pause real quick. We're not saying it's guaranteed to hold that support, right? There's obviously the risk it could break down. And I'll be honest, like when I was watching PSTV, the guys in TradeBuddy know, I was very skeptical of this. I thought it was just kind of a trash stock. I didn't like the daily chart that much. I thought the news was whatever. And I was skeptical on the fact that it could bounce, but I don't want to predict because I know that my strategy is there. It is a breakout and retest of pre-market high, and I'm willing to take the risk. That's the key thing with pro traders is we don't try to predict which trades are wins or losses. All we want to do is pay the risk to find out if it's a win or loss, right? So using the trade planner, if you have a $10,000 account, you're willing to pay $400 to figure out if this is a win or a loss, and then just go from there. If it holds support, great, you have the best price possible. If it doesn't hold support, then you can either sell into the retest of break even for 0 loss, or you stop out and you lose $400, whatever. Next trade, right? It doesn't matter. When the potential reward is $2 per share, it's okay to risk $400, right? It's okay to risk 20 cents. Not that big of a deal. And then you might say, well, Tony, like there's no way you would have known that this would have gone to $2 per share. Pause right there. You want to find profit targets, go to the daily chart, and all you got to do, look, this is a daily chart. All you got to do, go to the line chart. Go left and up, mark off the first obvious peak you see. So the first obvious one, I'll be charitable here. First obvious one is up at $1.84. That still is over $1 per share of gains. So that would have been a great first target. And then next one I see is up there, up near 260. I think I said that price before, right? 260. Isn't that where the top was? Oh, look at that. Isn't that interesting? The literal top of the spike was at $2.60. So don't tell me that this is not possible when it literally is. And myself and others in TradeBuddy did the same exact trade. Went long off of 65 cents, took a partial at 180s, took off more size at 260s. It's just because so many people that are in the market and have been learning from bad traders about day trading, they're learning from people who scalp 10, 20 cents and think it's a home run trade. When I challenge you to go back to your winning trades that might have been 10, 20 cent wins, go back and look at how far they actually went and how much you would have made if you just did nothing, right? I can almost guarantee you that most of your trades went so much further than you expected. And instead of buying and selling and buying and selling and, scalping back and forth, what if you just got the best entry possible and then just held it and did nothing and then waited for the top to come in, used the daily chart to find key levels and took profits there? I can almost guarantee you that you'd be up a lot more in your account over your trading career. This is literally it. Like I said, give me 10 minutes. This is the most brain dead obvious setup. It's just so simple. Breakout and retest of pre-market high as new support. Take the risk into that entry. Use the trade planner to calculate your size. And then just lock in your profits. Rinse and repeat. I know you might be expecting some crazy half-hour description or analysis of the price action here, but there's really not much more to say than that. Like I said, if I could make a textbook of like the most brain-dead obvious trade setups ever, this would be front and center. It really is as simple as this. And if you're new to my videos, this is not the first time we've seen this. This is my key setup using first green day with news, break and retest the pre-market highs, new support. We see it all the time. It doesn't happen every single day. I will say that. But when a stock can go $2 per share, you don't need to trade every single day. And if you know how to capture that move, you don't need to trade every single day. So trade A+ setups, maximize your gains on those A+ setups, and let that account grow. If you're interested in tools like the trade planner and my daily webinars and my chat room and my course and everything else I offer, we have a free 2-week trial to gain access to everything. You can come in, check it out, take all the course, take all the webinars, and leave if you want. No questions asked. But if you think that's good value for you, check it out. I would love to see you in there. Also, most of you guys viewing my videos have not yet subscribed. So please do me a favor, do so you can be notified of future videos. That's all I got for today. I'll see you in the next video.